Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Are you like me? Do you like to do maintenance on your own vehicles? At least the simple things that you might pay a little more at a dealer for that are very easy to do. Things like switching out your cabin filters, your air filters, etc. So I thought I would do a video because I'm always wondering, my preference has been to be OEM or brand name names for air filters, and I thought this time I would do something different and bring you a comparison of an Amazon purchased filter versus the OEM filter. And the reason I thought I'd do this is because of the price difference between them. So an OEM filter here in Canada, or similar to OEM, OEM from the dealer is going to run you about $25 to $35 depending which dealer to purchase the air filter. If you purchase a Fram at the local parts store or the Walmart, you're talking somewhere around $25 to $30. So it's only a few dollars cheaper than the dealer one. And even through a wholesale contact of mine, it was about $19 to $20 for their branded, for their filter, which was a well-known brand. Now I decided, while I happened to be just on Amazon looking to see it for an OEM filter, which was in the same general price as the dealer, I noticed a couple of variety brand filters that Amazon, or is available for sale on Amazon, ranging from $11, $12 to about that $20 range. And I thought I'd buy one to see what it was like. Now this was a $13 filter. It is actually the Arana brand filter. And the reason I chose it was two reasons. One, it was $13, a really good price point, but it also stated that it has 2 layers of carbon filter inside instead of the one. So I was curious how it would perform. Now, what we're going to do is show you the OEM filter. It's dirty versus this new one. But we're also going to do part of this video using an air measuring tool. This will measure the airspeed, and we'll take readings of the current filter that's in there, and then once we've replaced it with this one, to see, does the extra layer of filtration slow the air down? How effective is it? Just to give you guys an idea. So if you're thinking, do I try one of those Amazon filters? What is it like? And this way we're not, putting our hand there and going, oh, it feels the same. Let's get some exact readings since we have the tool. Now I've pulled the OEM one out. As you can see, it's getting a little dirty. This is more what a new filter would look like, a lot cleaner. Very simple filter. I have to say it's not super rigid or anything. There's a fair amount of flexibility in there, and that's about 39,000 kilometers worth of use, and the manual says to change it at about 36,000. We've gone a little bit longer because the vehicle doesn't get parked outside. It's always inside a garage, summer as well as winter, so we don't get the leaves and the extra dust and dirt. So that's pretty good, and if we look right in between, there's not a lot of accumulated dirt in there. I've already pre-inspected it prior to the video, so it's really just gotten dark from the dust on the road, etc. There wasn't any high build-up leaves because, again, as I mentioned, we parked it inside. Now, when we look at the Arana, it came in a nice box, covered in a plastic bag. It is the same size. Now, they're saying we have 2 layers of carbon filter in it. The one thing that you will notice is your stock filter will have, I'm sorry, I'll try to get this in focus for you guys, we'll have a little arrow over here that shows the airflow, so you know whether you're putting the filter in upside down or not. Now, Arana on their listing says you can put the filter in either way. It doesn't actually make a difference. What I did notice, they have these little sides here that makes the whole filter a little more rigid, which is nicer to handle versus the OEM. You notice the end, it's like they literally made a big long filter and just cut them, because it's fairly flexible. And you can see I've checked it once before just to see what it was like, and just by pushing it in, you know, when I went to reinstall it, you could see what was happening. If it snags a little, it starts to bend, and that's going to affect a bit of our filtration, where we don't really see that much flexibility, and I think it's because they've put these ends on it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go and we're going to put in the stock OEM filter, take a reading on our airflow meter, then we'll swap it out for the Arana one, and we'll take another reading, and then I'll give you my thoughts and opinions based on the actual readings at the end. Okay, I'm going to do a voiceover as we were getting a lot of noise from the air coming out of the vent. The motor is running, fan speed is set to full, and you can see with our airflow meter we're getting a reading of about 5.5 to 5.6 meters per second. We're going to use meters per second as the way to rate this. We're going to take a rating from the second vent, and we're going to get a reading of about 4.4 meters per second. We'll change the filter, and we'll come back and show you the readings with clean filter. So we've changed out our filter, and let's see, we're going to take a little bit of a reading here, and there we go in the same spot. Our reading is now 5.8 meters per second with a clean filter versus the 5.5. Let's take our second reading, and off of this this side we were about 4.4, and you'll see, you know, when we hold it right back in that same area, we're anywhere from 4.6 to 4.8, really sitting at about 4.7. So the clean filter, you can see, is well worthwhile. It does actually give a little more airflow because you don't have the dirt obstructing it. Now let's go to our final thoughts on our cabin air filter. You've seen the results using our air measuring tool, and now I'll tell you, something like this is very handy around the house and the shop. You can buy these for $20 to $50 on Amazon. Probably $25, $30 gets you a pretty decent tool. That's about the price range we paid, and what's nice about it, as you saw, you can actually take some measurements if you're trying something. So what are my thoughts on the Arana cabin filter? I have to admit I was a little worried because it said it had 2 layers of active carbon filter and a total of 5 layers filtration, where the stock filter didn't look like it had that many layers of filtration. So we can see that it does actually allow more air through, even though it has more filters, and that would be the effect that it's a brand new filter. There's no dirt clogging it, where the stock filter measured a little lower, but you know, as I mentioned, as you can see, it has some dirt on it. Maybe what I'll do at a future date is grab an original OEM filter and take a reading as well when it's clean, just to let you know. Likely we'd see the readings with a stock filter or similar to stock would actually have an airflow reading meters per second greater than the Arana one, just because of the extra filtration. But if you have someone in your household that maybe has some allergies, has a little bit of asthma, the extra filtration's not a bad thing, and still getting you know, very good airflow overall. But I have to say, for $13, I'm pretty impressed, because it'll give, you know, you can buy 2 and 3 of these for most of the others, because they were ranging in the $20 to $30 mark. So I think we've got a win. I think in this case, there's a few good options of filters that you can purchase on Amazon. Of course, buy the ones that you like. I think we did get a little lucky with a quality filter here, because not all of the ones that I happen to see on Amazon looked super high quality. So just be aware of what you're buying. I hope the video helps you. If you want to see how to change out the filters, we'll post a separate video on how to change the filter on a 2018 to 2024 model GMC Terrain, but it'll also be the same process for a 2018 to 2024 Chevy Equinox. If you like the video, please click the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It greatly helps us here at the channel, and we'll try to bring you some new videos. I think keep an eye out. We're gonna show you how to get into your cabin filter on a Sierra and Silverado pickup truck, coming soon. Thanks everyone, take care.